Alright guys, here we are inside of the monthly recap. March 2022. Guys, the first quarter is done. Isn't it crazy how fast it went from December? Here we are now in March. April actually. It's April 4th today. I mean, time is flying, man. Time is flying. We got to make each and every day count. And yeah, so for me, guys, this wasn't the best month. It was a good month. It was a good month, but it wasn't the best month. In a lot of ways, I felt like I could have done better. There were certain things that were a little unfortunate for me with how things played out. But we had some good consistency going back from February 22nd coming into March, and we continued with that. We had some smaller green days, and coming into Friday, we had some of the oil stocks right here. Between, I believe it might have been since Thursday actually. Let's click on Thursday. Yeah, INDO. So from Thursday the 3rd to, I would say, maybe even Friday the 11th, or let's say the Thursday the 10th, we had oil stocks, IMPP, INDO, HUSA, and a few of the other ones go crazy. And so with that momentum, I was able to get a good couple of big green days in there. So Friday we did 1100, the 4th. Monday, I can't remember what really happened on Monday. So I traded IMPP, HUSA, and INE, but it seems like I probably just wasn't able to do well. Yeah, a big loss here, and then a big loss here. So we took some big losses on HUSA. Yeah, so I wasn't able to do well on Monday, but then Tuesday bouncing back 1400, Wednesday bouncing back 650, and my goal coming in to this new year was to size up, right? To be aggressive. I don't know if you guys remember that yearly recap going back to last year, the end of December, beginning of January. You know, the goal was to size up and be aggressive, but the market slowed down for me, right? Market slowed down, and really and truly up until February 22nd, if you guys want to see that as well, was where I finally started seeing some more consistency coming into this new year. So January, slow. Most of February, pretty slow, right? And finally coming into March, things are getting a little steamy. So being that my main goal was to increase size, that's what this is right here, these two red days, right? Now my share size, the every other day had been what it usually is, anywhere from like 300 to maybe 1,000 shares. I mean, we can check here on some of these green days, like, you know, let's see. Well, we'd have to go into detail, and we don't need to do all that. But anyhow, my share size is anywhere from 300 to about 1,000 shares, and coming in on these 2 days, right? Because, okay, hot market right here, hot market, hot market, hot market, hot market, slow day, small green day, which is slow, and we're just waiting now for another hot stock. Wednesday comes along. Which one was this? AKN on Wednesday. AKAN gives us some money. Look at this. Look at how crazy this day was, actually. Red 200, green 400. Crazy day. That's a big swing, right? Crazy day. BEKE 146, BEKE minus 316. That's a pretty big loss right there. And then AKAN plus 150, plus 476, plus 100. And then we had a loss. So this was a pretty crazy day, and it was a day that I felt was a hot day, despite me not really getting to perform up to the levels of like being up 800 or so. So now Thursday, it's like, all right, will we see momentum? If we do, I want to be using bigger size. PIK comes along. PIK was an awesome stock, man. I was holding way too long. When I go back and watch the videos, I was holding way too long in some of these trades, and that's what messed me up really on PIK. You can see minus 347, minus 98, minus 109, minus 500. Some big losses there, sizing up 2,000 share blocks. So this slowed me down, and I had PIK again, round two. No better the second day, right? So this slowed me down into week 3. Well, let's say week 4, right? Week 4. This weekend here, I had a family emergency, so I didn't trade on Monday and then Tuesday, so I missed LLL on Tuesday, and I believe NR NR Asana, I think it was on Monday. So I don't know how I would have done. I would have liked to think I'd have been green. But my goal was, okay, size back down, take it easy, rebuild some more profits, and then size back up again eventually. Right? And that's literally where I'm at right now. Rebuild some green days, and then now size back up. This is what I'm looking forward to doing right now going into tomorrow, April 5th. So, this is why the week wasn't, the month wasn't as good for me. I believe if we could have done better on these 2 days with the bigger size, let's say we were quick, we were fast, we were doing what we were supposed to be doing, these could have been epic green days, green days of like $1,500, $2,000. I mean, it's possible. We do it already with the smaller size, so it's no reason to think we can't do it with the bigger size if we're being just as fast, right? That was the number one thing that I saw on those 2 days, is me holding way too long for the bigger move. I'm up 20 cents in some trades and not selling. Like, what am I thinking? So, yeah, I adjusted, sized down. And so when I look back at these 7 days right here, this entire area was like a wipe. 2 red days, family emergency, and then you come back, it's like my mental state of mind was completely gone. I mean, I did a good job. I was aware of that. I wanted to show up to trade. This day I used small size, but still managed to be down a decent amount. And then from there I sized down even more and told myself, okay, the goal is just to end the day green. $20, $80. And days like this, we had ALLG, which went to the moon. I mean, it's just so disappointing that, the sequence had to play out in the way it played out. I mean, let's say these were 2 good green days, the family emergency never happened, and I showed up and was just killing it. I mean, there's no telling what could have really happened right here going into this stretch, because the year, in fact, had just started for me going back to February 22nd. If I'm looking at it in terms of consistency, the year has just started for me. At this point, what was that? The 18th. 2-3 weeks ago. So that's pretty crazy. It's a different way to think about it for myself, but that's how I viewed it. And so, right at the very start of consistency, we had these big red days, and this, missing days for me is so unprecedented. So that's how things kind of went. When we get into the detailed area, and we rebounded to finish it off. We recovered nicely. Smaller green days to get our footing, to kind of just get ourselves back together, and then Monday we come in locked in. Tuesday we're good. Wednesday we're good. Thursday, Friday was a good day into the new month as well. So this was a very killer week for me. If I include the first day of this month here, it was a killer week, right? I mean, it was a solid week. Why is it not showing? 04/01 2022. Okay. Let's see. What am I doing wrong? Let's just wipe the entire thing. Oh, I never uploaded. That's what I'm doing wrong. I didn't upload to TraderView. Anyhow, yeah, we had a pretty good Friday. So going into the detailed section, we're at $3,000, 143 per day, average volume at 45,000 shares, average winning trade. This for me is on the lower side. It's usually never this close together in terms of the winner and the loser. I'm averaging a 1-to-1. It's usually a 1.5-to-1, close to a 2-to-1 sometimes. 777 trades at 51%, 51.3%. Average hold time winning trades. And this is what was killing me in the when we go back to some of those red days. I was holding a little longer. You can see when we hover over it, it's saying 10 seconds. And when we go below that, it's saying 7 seconds for the losing trade. So we need to be in and out quickly, man. What we're doing this week with those quick trades, the scalps are coming together nicely. So average consecutive losses, 11. Average consecutive wins, 8. This is not good. Can we see a 2-to-1 in every single stat point, So that wasn't too good. Largest gain, 476. Largest loss, 521. I believe this might have been the short trade or one of those scalps that just blazed me, I think. Yeah, I believe this was a scalp that had blazed me. EIGR, man. I mean, this was just awful, man. This trade was I'm in at 70. The entry's at 750. I'm late getting in. I'm all the way in at 770. Guys, usually when I'm late on a trade, I sell immediately. What the hell was I thinking right here? I got in high and held a little longer, still looking for the move. From 750 to 770 is already the trade I would have been green on. So, I mean, it was just a mess, really. It's just a mess. I'm not going to focus on it too much, but it was a mess. Days and time, Mondays, not super good. Well, actually, no, Monday's not bad. 529, Wednesday, 602, Friday, 495, Thursday, down 583, which is so wild for me to be red on a day in a green month, a month that's a hot month. It's just not good trading overall, not good risk management on those bigger red days. And on Tuesday, which has like been the best day so far, 1900, so pretty crazy there. Price and volume between 20 and 50, we did really well. Between 5 and 9, where I usually do pretty well, I didn't do so good. And 10 and 20, we actually saw some gains. 2 and 5, we saw some gains as well. Instruments, stocks, ENSV, INDO, ASTS, IGMS, Bed Bath & Beyond, aka and I did the best on, and EIGR. So some of you guys who will be tracking your metrics, you'll be very green on some of these stocks. I mean, PIK, it's like PIK, man. Like, I'm really red on PIK, like really, you know. But it is what it is. Sometimes they're a little tricky to trade. But I still think I could have done better. I mean, if I erase these two stocks, and they're actually on the green side of things, think of how much better the month would have been. You know, if this is a $900 green day and a $500 green day, I mean, it's the complete opposite, right? Literally the complete opposite. We never have to draw down, and we literally add on to the profit. So this alone would have took the month to like 5K, you know, these 2 days alone, versus just 3K, right? Not to mention all the other days where we were kind of chopping around, green then red, then red, then green, and, you know, vice versa. So in relation to the SPY, between 0 and minus 1%, I mean, the market was a little bit weaker and down, so this would make sense. It's a little bit more rare that we're up 1 to 2%, so we're seeing some red days there. This might have been just one day, really. That's how it goes, because 90% of the times the SPY is between this level and this level right here. That's just how it is, naturally. So this is the big draw. I mean, look at the month, man. Such a terrible month when we look at how much money passed through the account. So I made 14,000 and I lost 11,000. This is absolutely poor, absolutely awful. I mean, it's hard to really look at. It's been one of the worst ones I've had in a long time in terms of efficiency and the ability to retain our gains, retain our profits. If I'm making 14K, can we walk away with at least 7K, 50%? Can we walk even 6K, man, even 6K? But there's no reason we should be making 14,000 and losing 11,000. And look at the big drawdown here. So what this is saying is that there's a lot of days where, let's go back to the calendar, right? So you guys get a better look at it. When we talk about, I don't think that metric tracks unrealized gains, so it's probably even worse than it is now. But let's go through some of the days, right? Like, look at this day right here. I'm up $70. I go back to flat, then I'm up 120. Okay, that's not as bad, right? Not as bad. Day number 2, I'm down 100. I'm green 40, down 100. So right here, I lost $140. I made back $140 because I'm at 0, and then I lose back $100. So, and then I gain, you know, so this battle of just up and down and not being able to retain the profits is absolutely awful on some of the days, you know. Right here, I'm up 350. I end the day up 250, so I gave back $100 off the top. Let's see. Okay, this was better. This is what the best days will always look like. It's just up, higher, 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 without really giving a big dip in between. Let's see. Minus 78. Look at this one right here. Up 50, down 150. So I lost $200 right here, right? I made back 100. No. I made back 50. And then I proceed to then lose another 100. And then from there, I'm red. I'm red. Let's say, let's average this at 200. It's more like 170, 180. Or let's say 170. I'm red like 170. I make back $170. I'm actually green like $20. And then I'm red again. So you guys see the theme. this is why it adds up so quickly. Is because on some of these days, this was a red day. I was down 200, and then I ended up going green. So it captures all those trades where you're green this one, red that one, green. It all averages out, and we can see, look right here, down 200 again, then up 400. So well, let's say 180. I'm down 180. I made back 180. Then I proceed to make 400. So this is like a $600 turnaround, and then I lose 200 off the top essentially. So can we be able to start green and go higher into the green? That's the best way we can do it, right? Small green, then red. We made back something, and then red again. Just no good, man. Just no good. So we gotta try and do our best real time. It all comes down to that real time. Looking back at this, we can say we should have done, we could have done, but real time, how well can we manage the risk? Can we reduce size throughout the day? This red day, I did not reduce size throughout the day. This should have been a $400, $500 red day had I reduced size to half appropriately, but I didn't. So that was, not good. But yeah, so that's kind of how it went. Let's look at win-loss versus days. 13 green days, 8 red days. We missed a few days. 5K. 5K versus 2K in the red. And on our green days, we're not doing bad. On our green days, all combined, our 13 green days, we're doing 404 per day. But these numbers right here are just way too high. Those big red days really killed me, man. So yeah. I want to take a look at. Let's see, 01. Let's see, 0101. Oh, 0101 2021 versus. Oh, I gotta hit enter. 0101 2021. All right, we'll look at this year, last year versus this year, right? So let's say 0331 2021. As I can't type, Jesus Christ, 2021. There we go. Yeah, looks good. And then it will compare that to this year, 01 2022 to this quarter's end, 2022, 0331. Let's generate the report right here. So versus last year versus this year, right? Last year at this point, we're doing 245 per day, and we're up 13K by the end of Q1. So I got some work to do, right? We got a lot of good days ahead of us. I still feel pretty good. Right now we're at $50 per day versus 245. My volume is definitely down a lot. You can see 60,000 versus 20,000 the first 2 months. Once again, barely traded any volume. We were doing like 6K shares per day, so that wasn't pretty good. And yeah, so you can see everything is like way down. I mean, look at this: average winning trade 112, average losing trade 33. I can't. Well, okay, no. I didn't adjust the stats at this time. Probably, I don't think I did. Maybe I did it towards the summer months. But anyhow, we were doing much better. That's the main point. 340 trades. Well, this is not going to be accurate either. It wasn't splitting per execution. So, but in terms of the dollar amount, this is going to be accurate. The volume, the top 3 metrics here is going to be pretty accurate. So, we got some catching up to do. We're at 2,894 versus 13,494. So, we got our work cut out for us. Yeah. We got a lot to do, man. We got a lot to do. So the equity curve, as I mentioned before, the flat top breakout, man. The flat top breakout wasn't bad here. But then we gave back profits on that big drop down. So right here, this is January, essentially to February, the end of February. Flat, and then we start to take off again. Getting aggressive on those bigger red days just did not play out well, man. But you guys know how it goes, man. We keep fighting, we keep pushing. It's unusual for me to have this big of a down spiral in a green stretch, right? Look back at all the other green stretches. Maybe right here we had a bit of a downwards push. Well, we recovered very quickly. So it's incline, consolidation, pullback, incline, incline right here, small consolidation sideways, small consolidation sideways, incline again, and it was slow and steady growth to the upside. This right here was Q4, this last incline. So we had sideways and then boom, sideways and then boom, but right back down. So we're currently at 60, around 62K. We got to do better, man. We got to improve we will improve as the year continues to go. The drawdowns right here are getting bigger, as we can see. The drawdowns are getting bigger. Some of them were very avoidable, like the last one. This one right here was ISIG, poor setup. I mean, all of this was avoidable, man. This was me holding too long. This is me taking a terrible setup. These I can't really remember. And this was a huge pullback in 2020, down 4K before finally recovering. And we see the drawdowns are getting bigger. So we got to watch ourselves and be careful with that. So that's how the stats are looking. I haven't imported for the last couple of days, but we're at 62K, 135 per day. And we're looking to improve upon these numbers as time goes by. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Hope you did enjoy. We got a ways to go, man. We got a ways to go. We got to continue to be better. We got to keep working, man. We're not where we need to be. But the future is bright, right? The future is bright. There's a lot of good things coming ahead, and guys, remember, for some motivation, right? Remember to keep pushing, to hang in there. We go back to our first 2 months. This is me, somebody who's profitable, right? We look back at our January to our February. It's like this is where we are for 2 months. We made 6K, we lost 6K. We're in this ABCD pattern. It's not looking good. So, you just got to hang in there, man. You got to hang in there and know that, the better days are yet to come, right? The better days have yet to come. And so when we come across a little bit more, we can see the breakout on the ABCD, which I was predicting was going to happen. Just did not see this slowdown in terms of these big red days that we had right here. So this drop off, right? And then when we add in the next day ahead for Friday, this drop off. So it was a big drop down, and now we're working on getting back to all-time highs. So here we are curling back up. So we're going to get back to 35, and then from there we're going to push again, which we might already be close to 35. In fact, what I'll do before I end it off, let's import the last couple of trading days, and then we'll shut it down. So let's come over here to Thinkorswim. The 31st, is it? Let's double check that. Reports view. Well, no, April 1st. So let's import for April 1st, and then we'll shut it down. So let's see here. Import trades. No. Trader view. Export. So let's go to monitor screen. Let's go to the first. Export to file. Let's save that in the document section. Let's come over here. I'll pull this over to the side for a quick second and we'll come back. Import documents. Where are we? Here we go. I mean, nothing much was going to show there, but just in case. So reports view, detailed. When we come forward to today's date, Monday, this is what we're looking like. So we're back at all-time highs, but this was very unnecessary. Could have been avoided. Yeah. There's no reason we should make 21,000 and only retain 18,000. It's just very poor. So we got our work cut out for us. We got work to do. We got to continue to improve always, right? But let's see what we can do into this new month. And we're off to a decent start, right? We're off to a decent start. But we got to keep it up. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep working, and we got to be better, right? We got to be better. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. It's been RT. Hang in there. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I am, of course. And before I forget, if you did enjoy, hit that thumbs up button. If you are a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. And that's it. I am, of course, signing out.